What's up guys, I'm Olivia.
And I'm Kyle.
And we're Drivin and Vibin.
Today we are super excited to be unboxing and giving our very first impressions of this brand new Honda EU2200 generator, so stay tuned.
Welcome back to our channel, everyone. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We are so very excited today because Honda sent us their brand new EU2200 inverter generator. This is brand new to the market and they wanted us to try it out, so we got one completely free of charge, but they said they wanted our brutally honest review of it. But today will just be the unboxing and our first impressions.
And we have been using the Honda 2000 for right around 2 years now. We've really loved it. It's treated us very well into the boondocking scenarios. So we're excited to open this up and take you along for the ride. So I guess I'll do the break the seal here.
The honors.
All right.
So right off the bat, we have lots of different accessories and equipment.
Yeah, so this right here doesn't come with the model, but Honda sent it to us. It's the parallel cables, because even though this is the brand new 2200 model, it will still work in parallel with our existing EU2000 model. So we could get a total of 4200 watts.
So our current generator is the companion model. This is as well, and it needs to be the companion model to run them in parallel. They both have the 30 amp input, which is perfect for us. That's all we need.
So also on the top, they sent us this little adapter. We already have one, but it'll be nice to have another. This is just the adapter we need to hook our 30 amp from our RV to the generator. So nice to have another one.
All right, we have our manual here. I'm sure we will be getting familiar with this later on, but it seems like everything is pretty standard as far as getting everything set up. I think it just needs some oil.
I think so too, and gasoline.
And gas.
So now for the fun part. I'm gonna hold this up and you take the box down, is that cool? All right guys, well, sure as heck looks a lot cleaner than our one right now.
Yeah, it's got that new Honda generator smell.
So before we go forward, we're just gonna play you a quick montage to show you all the pieces of this so you can see what it looks like brand new. And then in about 15 seconds, we'll hop back into what we're seeing.
First glance, it looks very similar, if not identical, to the current Honda we have, and that's great for us because we're already very familiar with it and how to use it.
So you can see here on the front, it has the 30 amp and the 20 amp output just to plug into. It also has the eco throttle mode, which the other one had, and the parallel connectors right here. So like Olivia said, very similar to our current model. Right here, you'll notice the gas cap, also similar. However, I do notice that this is gray, the top, where you can turn the air supply on and off. So let's turn it around and look at the side over here, see what we're working with. And again, I would say it really looks similar as far as, you know, how to start it up, the engine switch.
So this is new, so it was plastic on the other one, and over time, just from going outside and cranking it, there would be like a groove that had kind of developed from the cord rubbing up against it and the friction over time.
But this is a different feature they have here. It not only says on and off, but it has a fuel off button or fuel off switch right here. And I believe what this does will let you run the lines dry of gasoline rather than running the whole tank dry. So you can, if you're gonna be storing it for shorter amounts of time, you'll be able to make sure those lines have been run clean and don't have that water buildup. All right, so we'll go ahead and put the oil in. Now this is what the recommended oil is, the SAE 10W30 for this unit. So all I believe we have to do is unscrew this, and this will give us a good opportunity to look inside and see what the engine and air filter looks like here. So one of the very first things I noticed once Olivia took this face off was that the oil hole or reservoir is larger than our model right now, the 2000 model. So that's nice. And the lip right here that catches the oil whenever you're draining it is larger as well. And it looks like it will guide the oil out more easily. That's a huge plus because it is always a challenge emptying the oil out of here and,
Yes.
and not making a mess.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever been able to do it without making a mess and getting oil all over ourselves or whatever we're trying to empty it off of, usually the back of the truck.
So let's go pour some oil in here and see what we're working with.
So we just got the oil in, and we were noticing also that this is the exact same air filter that is on our current 2000i right now.
So, you know, that's always good, making whenever the engines keep the same parts, because easier to find that way, I'm guessing.
Yeah, but it's nice that they have made some minor upgrades here and there to make it more just user-friendly and easier to maintain.
So, shall we put the cap back on and start her up?
Yeah.
All right. So one of the other things I noticed is that whenever I was putting in gas here, there is another filter built in just to make sure sediment doesn't get down into the tank. So hey, that's a great feature too, making sure the gas is clean.
We did not have that on our older model.
All right, so it did start up. It took us just a few cranks to do it, obviously, to get the gas running through those lines. But man, this baby sounds good. It's still choked right now, so let me switch it off the choke. There we go. And that's on full out mode now. I'm gonna switch it to eco mode real quick. All right. Well, she is purring very nicely. That sounds great. Let me turn it off real quick so we can talk a little bit more about this.
So Kyle is going to get our old Honda 2000 and we are going to compare the two and just kind of see how they both sound and the different size and weight aspects, and so we can just get a really good comparison.
They look almost identical. I believe they're within 1 pound of the same weight, so that is pretty awesome. All right guys, so you can see here the front of both of these generators looking very similar. We'll show you how to hook these up, but it's a very simple process. So will you explain what you're doing over here?
So basically just connecting the left cable to the left side. And the right to the right. And then the grounding cable to the grounding screw down here.
Yeah, right. All right, so we got these connected, and pretty much at this point, if we wanted to access that 4,200 watts of power, we just crank these up and then plug in our power where we want to get it. And there you have it. We'd be able to start our AC very easily at that point.
Yeah, and we are not very mechanically inclined
No.
people, and if we can figure this out, anyone can figure this out.
For sure.
Do you want to crank it up and run them in parallel and see how it goes?
Yeah, why not? Let's see what happens. All right, I'll do this one, you do that one. Does it matter what order we do it in?
I don't think so.
All right. Oh, there it is. Yeah, let's bring it to eco. All right, y'all, we got these two cranked up in parallel right now. We're creating 4,200 watts of power, and it's pretty quiet.
Yeah, they are in eco throttle right now, so they're idling a little bit lower than they would if they were just in full blast, you know, powering a lot of appliances or something. But it sounds pretty quiet to us, and it's nice to have that option to pair them together if we need it.
Let us turn these off and give y'all a final overview real quick. All right, peace and quiet again. Even though it wasn't that loud, 2 generators running is more than we would typically use at our campsite.
Yes, definitely. And kind of what we are excited about of this new generator that we are going to be trying out and updating you on is if we can run our AC with it or not, because our old generator couldn't quite kick on that compressor anymore when it was just starting up. So maybe with that extra 200 watts, we can get it kicked on.
Yeah, in the next few weeks, we will do a head-to-head comparison of all the stats of both of these generators and the actual performance that we noticed. So be on the lookout for that. But just as far as the unboxing goes today and what we see here, I mean, we're super excited about the potential of the Honda. and we're super excited to see what the 10% more power will give us. It might not give us anything, but if it allows us to start that AC, that'll be a big jump.
That will be a huge thing for
Yeah.
us. I mean, boondocking, that can kind of make or break how long we stay at a place. If it gets too hot, then we can't leave the dog safely in the camper. We're uncomfortable, you know, so that might be a nice thing to be able to cool off in the heat of the day.
For sure. And other than that, you know, I do like that with the Honda now, you can bleed the lines without running the whole gas tank empty, just for better maintenance if you're not going to use it as long.
Yeah, and just those few little features like having that lip
Oh,
on the oil spout available so you can easily change it or fill it, and the fuel filter as well.
And so this item, I don't even think it has had an official release yet with Honda. They gave it a date as far as early spring goes, which is right now. So, but it is available on Amazon. So we will link that below. The Honda 2200, this is the companion model. We'll also link the regular model of the 2200 below. So you can check it out, view all the specs on there, and see what prices you're working with. I think this one is right around $10.99 though.
We will also keep you guys updated throughout the year with our use with it. I'm sure we will get some better opportunities to really test it as we go on some trips and are out traveling again. So right now we will be using it around the yard, you know, just to get some projects done on the Airstream, stuff like that, when we need a power source.
And when we go to Texas, hopefully we'll be doing some boondocking next month. So we'll be putting it to good use, guys. But be on the lookout for those other videos. And thank you all for tuning in today, because we were excited to unbox this thing.
Thank you guys for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.
Later on.